Welcome to the Fusion Virtual College Fair. My name is Danielle, and I will be your facilitator for the evening. We have 4 universities who are excited to share information about their colleges with you. Before we get started, I want to share just a couple of housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the presenters cannot see or hear you. You will be able to ask questions using the Q&A button on your screen. And you can ask questions throughout the presentation this evening. Want to encourage you to always come back to this session, which will be available as a recording at strivescan.com/fusion. And because we only have 4 universities with us tonight, you're going to hear from them for 9 minutes. So sit back and relax and get excited about hearing from our first presenter, Willamette University.
Thank you so much. So let's get the screen going. Perfect. Well, welcome everyone to my presentation. My name is Stephanie Chi. I am the Assistant Director of Mission Events here at Willamette University. I'd just like to take the next few minutes to share a little bit about Willamette's story and introduce you to just a few things that make us unique. My hope is that hopefully the next few minutes it will inspire you to want to spend more time with us through a more in-depth, either virtual or in-person visit. And if you have questions, feel free to drop it in the Q&A, and I hope to get back to it after my presentation. Willamette is located in Salem, Oregon. We are in the state capital in the heart of the beautiful Willamette Valley. We are a small private liberal arts college supported by graduate programs in business, law, data science, and fine arts. We're located in part of the country that is sought after for its natural beauty, diverse ecosystems, and outdoor opportunities. Willamette is the most historic university in the Western United States. We were founded in 1842 before Oregon was even recognized as a state. Willamette began to educate and shape innovative leaders right from the beginning, including our very first graduate, who was a woman named Emily York, who's in this photo right here. As things like business, government, education, medicine, and social systems were being established in the American West, it was Willamette alumni who were equipped with an education that allowed them to quickly make an impact as these industries literally grew up around us. I mentioned our history because it's important to understand Willamette's rich heritage in order to understand who we are as an institution now. Willamette's legacy of leadership and impact in the community is exactly what current Willamette students find here today. We are a place that takes knowledge and turns it into action. Our predecessors gave us a motto that informs the current Willamette experience in a very real way. The motto is "Not unto ourselves alone are we born," which is what our early alumni knew from their time at Willamette, that we are in a world together, and our education should be a time where we practice and explore how will we have an impact on others. We talk a lot about the motto and continuously challenge ourselves to live it in new and varied ways. Willamette does an exceptional job of providing students with occasions to practice this idea of the motto, both in and out of the classroom, making positive change through leadership, service, and innovation. In the classroom, Willamette students meet in small groups, and we're highly engaged faculty lead primarily discussion-based classes. With an average class size of 15, these small groups are interactive and designed to help students develop the important skills that see them through their lives and careers. Skills like critical thinking, creative problem solving, and the ability to consider varied perspectives. Our faculty are accomplished academics. They research, write, and publish extensively, but first and foremost, they are teachers. They choose to teach at Willamette because they love our students. Willamette faculty serve as mentors who help our students really learn to learn so that they can grow and as the world changes around them. It's no wonder that Willamette holds more Oregon Professor of the Year by the Carnegie Foundation Advancement in Teaching than any other college in the state by quite a margin. In fact, the Carnegie Foundation has only ever awarded 26 Oregon Professors of the Year, and Willamette holds 11 of them. We feel strongly about the incredible classroom environment at Willamette that is curricularly supported by experiential and co-curricular activities. Things like study abroad, hands-on research, and internships are the interactive out-of-classroom experience that all Willamette students will participate in. Our unique location contributes significantly to our ability to provide these opportunities. So let me just tell you a little bit about our place in the world. We are an urban campus set in the center of Salem's quaint downtown corridor. We are the only campus in the nation that sits directly across the street from the state capitol building. To be exact, we are 76 feet You can imagine the internship and research opportunities that abound from our students in everything from politics to economics to psychology and even data science, simply because of our proximity to and longstanding relationship with state and local governments. Also unique to our location is the positioning of the Salem Health Hospital, one of Oregon's largest hospitals, which is directly adjacent to our campus as well. Our thriving pre-med, exercise and health science and public health programs are well supported by our proximity to this medical resource. Willamette also owns a 305-acre forest called Xena, which is a living laboratory for our students to literally dig in the dirt of its unique region, restoring habitats, participating in forestry study, and even growing vegetables through our farming club. A wonderful hands-on learning opportunity, particularly for environmental science and biology students. Finally, Willamette is co-located with Tokyo International University of America. This American Studies program brings over 100 international students to live and learn in Salem each year. And this program is a great reminder of Willamette's strong and longstanding commitment to cross-cultural experiences. We value the experiential learning that comes from the exchange students who share our campus, as well as the amazing opportunities that our students find while participating in over the 70 study abroad programs that we offer. So as you can see, Willamette is physically located in such a way that we are literally surrounded by opportunities for our students to extend their learning beyond campus. And there's so much more I wish I could say, but before I move to questions, I want to mention that Willamette uses a common application. If you are a senior, we review applications holistically. And we've been fully test optional for several years now. We never charge a fee to apply because we don't want there to be any barriers for any student seeking access to Willamette. And every applicant, much like our friend here on the screen, is considered for our generous financial aid and scholarship awards, even without your test scores. Willamette encourages applications from bright, diverse, and prepared students who want to make an impact and interact with challenging ideas. So if you want to be part of our deep tradition and history that we have made here at Willamette, which is a shaper of innovative leaders, I hope you'll take time to learn more about us. Feel free to scan our QR code or just visit willamette.edu for more information about how you can visit our campus. And as always, go Bearcats. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Stephanie. All right. Our next presenter is from Hendrix College.
Hello, everyone. I am Beverly Henry Wheeler, Regional Director of Admissions for Hendrix College. I am so excited that you joined us tonight or wherever you are. I would like to start off before I present my presentation. If you could get out some paper and get out a pen, or you can use your phone to take notes on. But I want to ask you 3 questions. The first question, I want to ask you, what brought you joy today? So I'm going to take a second, write down your answer. What brought you joy today? Excellent. And my second question, if you could name one person that influenced you, and what I mean by that, someone who encouraged you, can you take a moment and write that person's name down for me? So the first one is what brought you joy this week. It doesn't matter what it is. The second one is what person has encouraged you? And then the third one, how did they encourage you? So what brought you joy? A person who encouraged you. And then how did they encourage you? I know you were like, I wasn't expecting an open book test today on a presentation, but I think those are 3 questions that I always encourage students to think about every day. And part of the reason, the first question that I asked about joy, joy actually is in our motto at Hendrix and our purpose statement. And so I'm actually going to read it to you, because I think it's important when you're thinking about a university is to think about what is that university going to bring to you. And for Hendrix, we put in our statement of purpose what we're thinking of. So if you bear with me, I'm going to read this to you because I think it's important as a foundation for our school. And then we'll jump into where we're located and different stats like that. It says, Hendrix College cultivates empathy, creativity, self-understanding, rigorous inquiry, informed deliberation, and active learning across the liberal arts toward the development of the whole person through engagement that links the classroom with the world and a commitment to diversity, inclusion, and justice and sustainable living. The Hendrix community inspires students to lead lives of accomplishment, integrity, and joy. And that literally is in our statement of purpose. And I wanted to start off with that today because I think it's important when you're looking at institutions, you're thinking about beyond the academics. I know that is a crazy statement, but I want you to think about when you are looking at your institution, when you're about to really go to that next level or take that next journey, you want to think about who you are and where you want to develop. And I know academics is important, and I know how you study is important, and what you're going to be is important. But I think it's more important to know who you are and then find the institution that will fit that. So that's why I started with those questions. I'll jump on and kind of share my screen. I want you to see a video first of Hendrix, and then we'll kind of walk through. I'm looking forward to having you ask questions. But just so you'll know, Hendrix is in Conway, Arkansas. It's about 30 minutes north of Little Rock, and it's a pretty quaint school, but we'll kind of walk through and give you some idea of kind of making your list about fit. So watch this video and I'll be right back. Excellent. The question at the end said, are you in? And what I want you to think about when you hear that question, what am I getting into? As you make your list, as you're thinking about the institution that would be a best fit for you. I told a group of students last night, I said, you know, it's like finding that right shoe. And you might have to try on several different kinds, but what you're trying to do is find that shoe that's comfortable, that will take you on a long way. If it's a day journey, that you can literally, at the end of the day, your feet are still comfortable and your memories are not so much about your feet hurting, but about where those shoes took you. And that's what I think about a college journey. And so Hendrix has been voted most beautiful college in Arkansas, rankings, and you'll find all that information on our website. But really tonight is about you. And so I want you to know some of the things number-wise and why. Average class size, about 1,100 students, student to teacher ratio, 23 states, all numbers, right? 373 in the class of this year, 27% diversity. But what I want you to say with all of those numbers is community. What are you looking for in your community? And will those numbers actually say that? You're used to one-on-one instruction. You're used to teachers really working with you. You're used to having opportunity and time to learn in an environment that's comfortable and safe. Then those are the things that you want to look at when you're looking at numbers to see if they'll fit you. Hendrix is known for Odyssey Program, which is really, to me, an opportunity to learn outside the classroom and to do things that you enjoy and getting credit for it. For us, we are residential. And again, I'm talking about things that I want you to think about when you're looking at an institution. What does residential mean? It means a community. It means that we want our students to live on campus for 4 years. We want them to be connected to their residence halls, to the professors, to their other students, to other people on campus, so that you will have that support system. I like to say when you walk around campus, you want people to know your name, which is what we're about. And that's how we develop it in some areas. I think the other thing that's important is that you get to develop community by connecting to others, doing some things that you've already done in school, or doing things that you would like to do and never tried. That's what Hendrix is about. I think it's important as you look at different services that are available on campus. Again, how do you establish that community? And I asked you those 3 questions in the beginning because I want you to be able to see those type of people on our campus that you can connect with. Engaged learning, which you're already involved in. I want to introduce you to that more later. I hope that I get to get a one-on-one with you so I can get to know you first and then show you how those things will work for you at Hendrix. And finally, I really want to talk about our career competencies, where we're working on your soft skills all throughout, from first year all the way up to your senior year, helping you learn how to do critical thinking, develop your leadership, really understanding teamwork and how does technology work. And I'm saying all of this because I want you to think about a community that will support you, help you to be who you desire to be, and then also to understand the ability to pay for it, that community, to attend that community. Those are all things that I want you to think about. But I also want you to think about when you decide, hey, I want to apply to some of these schools. I like what I've heard. They're a fit for me. What is it that I need to bring to the table? And for Hendrix, we're test optional. I'll put that up front. We were test optional before COVID because we're, again, thinking about who are you and how do we gather that information? How do you tell your story? And it's through an application, either our application or the Common App. And then ultimately, you apply, and our process is that you walk through and you get to ask questions and get to know us, and we get to know you. So there's a QR code. If you can kind of click that, then I would love for opportunity to tell you more about Hendrix. But first, I want to know about who are you and what brings you joy. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Our next presenter is from the American University of Paris.
Just one moment, everyone, while I get my slideshow pulled up here. Perfect. So my name is Nick Ewer, and I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions with the American University of Paris. I am based in the United States out of Chicago, so we do work in similar time zones, so you don't have to try to connect with us in Paris, but I wanted to just give you a very brief overview of who we are. So we are a small private liberal arts university. We're located in the 7th arrondissement of Paris. From our main administrative building on the right side of your screen, the Tour Berg, to the Eiffel Tower is about 15 or so minutes walking. Then you can see that all of our classroom buildings are kind of sewn into the 7th arrondissement. So there's going to be shops and patisseries and boulangeries and things like that between all of our classroom buildings. You will note that we are an urban open campus, so you will be kind of moving about the city of Paris. I always like to include the map in the upper left corner of the screen as well, just to help kind of give you some spatial perspective of where we are. So that red circle on the left is obviously the Eiffel Tower. The one on the right is the Louvre, and we're right there in the middle. So that's kind of our campus area if you're at all familiar with Paris. And then I've included a couple of photos as well. So the photo on the right is our Combs building, and the photo on the left is the Quai d'Orsay building. These two buildings are kind of the hub of student life at AUP. So that's where you're going to have all of your academic support services, your advising, your mental health counseling. All of our clubs and organizations are based there as well, in addition to kind of anything else that would encompass student life. Beyond that, we do have our MX Cafe there as well. So you can get all of your sort of deep fried American favorites that you long for while you're with us in Paris. So I want to talk a little bit about our students, and then I'm going to also give you a little bit of a history lesson about AUP as well. I think that's important context for where we come from and where we're going. So in total, we have about 1,000 undergraduate students roughly, but our students represent about 103 nationalities, and we've got 65 languages and dialects spoken on campus. Roughly half of our students come from the United States, 15% or so come from France, another 15% come from the rest of Europe, and the last 20% come from all over the world. So I did mention there was a history component to this as well. So AUP was actually founded in 1965 as the American College of Paris. We were founded in the basement of a church, kind of in the wake of World War II. There were a number of expat families that remained in Europe after the war, and they'd had kids and their children had grown up, and they didn't find that they were quite American, and they also didn't find that they were quite French. They were somewhere in between. And kind of in that spirit, we've grown up since the church basement at AUP, but we are still very international, and we certainly celebrate that in-betweenness of our students. My favorite AUP fact is actually that about 25% of our students have more than one passport. So it really kind of speaks to the internationality, the intentional internationality we have at AUP, and that we really are home for students that have grown up in between places or cultures or really anything like that. As far as our majors go, we do have 26 undergraduate majors right now. Next year, we're going to have 27 as we are adding fashion studies as a full major with us here at AUP. I've highlighted a few of them here for you, but they're generally what you would expect in any liberal arts college. We have quite a few that fall under the political science umbrella, including international comparative politics or history, law, and society for those of you that are hoping to go to law school. We do have art history, fine arts, film studies as well, kind of in our fine arts area. And then we have quite a few business classes, including international business administration, international finance, international economics. And then beyond that, we have global communications, we've got journalism, so quite a lot to choose from there. I won't bore you with the full expansive list, but kind of gives you an idea of who we are. And you can see again that we have quite a lot of international focus and that many of our courses are actually taught through that global lens. As far as the classroom goes, we are a fully an English language institution. So all of our courses are taught in English with the exception of your French language courses. You don't need to speak any French to come and study with us, but we do ask you to learn a little bit of French while you're with us, just to make sure that you have that sort of survival language skill. So our faculty that are going to be teaching the classes are just as diverse as our students really. So they come from more than 30 countries and 70% of them actually speak 3 or more languages. Beyond that, as you might expect for such a small institution, we have really small classes. Our average class size is about 15 or so, and our student to teacher ratio is about 8:1. So it's going to allow you to build a lot of rapport with your professors. You're going to get to know them really well. It can lead to things like undergraduate research and internships as well. Part of your life at AUP is going to be really focused on internships. We do maintain a jobs and internships database for all of our students. They're places that have worked with our students in the past. They kind of get to know them. They appreciate that our students are generally academically high achieving. They tend to be multilingual and in short, they really love our students. So certainly a lot of opportunity to get some hands-on experience with us. In addition to the classroom, we've got quite a lot of student life happening at AUP for such an urban and open campus. Currently, we have 107 clubs and organizations. They span social justice. There's some that are a little more uniquely AUP, some that are environmentally focused. You can see a few that I've listed out there. We do also have discounted gym memberships for our students spread across Paris, and there are a number of competitive sports, recreational activities, and health and wellness activities for our students. That said, I always like to say that we don't have that sort of big sports school experience. If that's what you're looking for, maybe we're not the best fit. But we do have things like futsal, we have soccer, we have tennis, and they are a little bit more recreational in nature than competitive. We do have housing at AUP. It's required your first year. All of our housing is fully furnished, so you can see a few examples of what our Champs-Élysées residence looks like. The most important thing you know about our housing is that it is spread across Paris, so it's all going to take a short commute. Again, that's part of the experience. It's usually 20 minutes or 30 minutes. It could be walking, it could be on the metro, or it could be a direct bus line. So quite a lot of options for you, but no need to worry. We will find housing for you and make sure that you're taken care of. In addition to the classroom as well, I'd like to just highlight some of the study trips that are available for our students. So these are faculty led and they're co-curricular. So again, you and your professor and others are going to be traveling together. You can see a few examples of the ones we've done in the past. The Italian Splendor class, for example, is an art history course that travels through the south of Italy. It focuses on Italian painting and sculpture and ends in a Venetian glassblowing class. The Geneva trip is one of my favorites. It focuses on international organizations and NGOs. So students visit the United Nations, the World Trade Organization. They get to meet people, they get to ask questions, and then obviously get to know their professors and their classmates a little bit better. As far as tuition, cost of attendance, financial aid, all that goes, our tuition right now is estimated at about €33,772, which is a one-to-one for the dollar right now, plus our living expenses of €18,790 for a total of about €32,102. That is, of course, before any merit or need-based financial aid. So we do have both of those at AUP. Merit aid is awarded at the time of application, and need-based financial aid is awarded after you are accepted at AUP. Works just like any institution in the United States. So if you live in the United States and you're eligible for FAFSA, you will submit your FAFSA information to us as well as your financial aid application. It's an internal application we have at AUP. If you're not eligible for FAFSA, then you'll just submit your financial aid application along with your financial documents to us, and we'll prepare a tuition award for you. As far as the application process goes, we try to keep it as straightforward as possible. So we do have our own application, but we're also on the Common App. So it's very easy to apply there. Typically, counselors do prefer that. Generally, we're driven by fit at AUP, so our students are going to be a little bit more mature, a little bit more independent than their peers. They've often had a little international experience. We're going to kind of determine fit based on the application materials. So that's going to be your Common App essay. It's going to be your supplemental essay, which is your time to kind of shine and explain why you'd like to study with us at AUP. We're also looking for 2 letters of recommendation, typically from a counselor and a teacher, and then a list of your extracurricular activities or work experience. Beyond that, we just need to see your official transcripts. We do like our students to have around a 3.0 GPA, but since we do holistic review at AUP, we'll certainly review any GPAs lower than that. Finally, I'd just like to say that we are totally test optional. We have been since before COVID. We always will be test optional. That's not really the spirit of who we are at AUP. And then I've highlighted a couple of deadlines for you. So early action deadline is the 15th of November, which will have a decision for you in early December. And our priority deadline is February 1st. Finally, if you'd like, you can find your AUP counselor with the QR code on the left, and you can follow us on Instagram with the QR code on the right. Thank you all.
Thank you. All right, we will now hear from our last presenter, but as they are getting ready, I want to bring your attention to the chat where Stafford has shared more information about programming that you all can pay attention to. Want to also encourage you to stick around after our last presenter because we're going to have time for questions. All right, turning it over to Iona University.
Hello, folks. Just give me 1 minute while I set up the presentation really quick. Okay, hopefully that's good. Hey, folks. Well, hi. From wherever you are in the world, welcome. My name is Jack Rosetta. I am an admissions counselor over at Iona University. So I'll just get into a little bit more about Iona itself. So I actually am a recent graduate. I graduated just this past May. So fresh out of undergrad, going for my MBA, coming up soon. But just a little bit about Iona. We're located in New Rochelle, New York. We're about a 30-minute train ride outside of New York City and a 30-minute train ride outside of Stamford, Connecticut. We have about 4,000 students altogether, both grad and undergrad. So we're on the higher side of smaller schools, although we do give off, I feel, big school energy. We have 21 Division I sports, soon to be 23 coming up in the next couple of years here. And we have a lot of pride within our school with what we do outside of the classroom, inside the classroom as well. So quickly getting into our academic areas of interest. So we have about 45 areas of academic interest across our 3 schools. That's our School of Arts and Science, our La Penta School of Business, and our new partnership with our School of Health Sciences with New York Presbyterian, which is one of the top hospital systems in New York State. So first, I just want to highlight a few popular ones for those who are still unsure what you want to get into. So in our School of Arts and Science, some popular majors we have are pre-medical, pre-dental, undergrad biology concentration. We do have criminal justice as well as media and strategic communications. We also have political science as well, and computer science as well. I almost forgot to mention that, with concentrations in cybersecurity and gaming development. So under our La Penta School of Business, all our concentrations there are very popular. I myself came from the business school. Great, great any area in that school, great to study. Just because we have so many professors who have real world application, come from big companies, and they're bringing their information and their knowledge of the business world into the classroom, where you're getting a really updated education, because they're always looking at the market because it is ever changing in the business world, but also professors are still writing papers as well, academic papers on their topics such as management, marketing, things like that. So definitely a great opportunity in our business school, and also in our New York Presbyterian School of Health Sciences, we have nursing, psychology, which is definitely one of our more popular majors, social work, and we are one of a few schools that actually does offer speech language pathology and audiology as an undergraduate major. So that's a little bit about our academics. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to throw them up in the chat. But getting more into our New York Presbyterian School of Health Sciences. So the great thing about this partnership with New York Presbyterian is that they've given us a generous donation to redo one of the campuses nearby in Bronxville, which is about 10 minutes from New Rochelle. So if you see in these pictures here, we're going to get updated, health sciences facilities such as hospital simulations facilities, as well as updated PT rooms and things like that. So students starting in the students and parents, just a little heads up, this is not open yet. It's actually opening up though in January of 2023. So very, very soon for you seniors out there and your juniors, you're going to get to experience this very, very soon, which is very exciting. And it's going to look brand spanking new, and I'm really excited for this opening of our brand new health sciences school. So the great thing about New York Presbyterian also is that you get to utilize their network for job opportunities and internship opportunities. And it's great because they are one of the top hospital systems in New York State. Down below, obviously, degrees we offer. So the first 4 are undergraduate degrees that we offer, but we also do in the bottom 4, we have some graduate degrees. So occupational therapy, communication sciences and disorders, as well as marriage and family therapy, and mental health counseling. So those are a few things we also offer on top of our undergraduate degrees. Getting into our support services, I really think Iona does a great job with support services. I utilize support services myself. I'll get into that in a little bit, but so first things first, talking about our Rudin Academic Tutoring Center. So first, we offer tutoring, academic coaching, as well as special accommodations through this office. So the tutoring is actually peer-to-peer tutoring, so you're getting tutored by another student. But the great part about this is that they're at the top 5% of their class. So you're going to make sure that those assignments, projects, and any homework that you need get done. So they're going to make sure that they're going to help you get whatever you need done. So special accommodations, if you have those special accommodations, through this office, you can also utilize this. But what I utilized myself was the CAP program, which is the College Assistance Program. This is a great way to, enhance the learning experience for those students who have 504s and IEPs. We have great mentors and tutors to help your students along with organization, as well as any subject they need help with, plus helping with accommodations as well. That's something else CAP does. Our IC Success Program. So sorry about really quick. As Iona College, but we actually just changed our name from Iona College to Iona University just this past July, which is super exciting. But so still kind of a running name there, but IC Success kind of helps students who are in the senior year of high school moving and making sure they have a smooth transition into their freshman year of college. And then also our SSS Trio program is another way to get students to get mentored and get tutored and things like that, making sure that they're having a good time at the school, making sure everything's smooth down. But you can find out more about that on our website. We also do have academic advising, which will be mainly done through your first 2 years, and then you'll get more into your major as you go along in your junior and senior year. But our counseling center also is offered. We have free mental health counseling for students as well. Getting into living on campus, obviously, there's a little bit of picture. One of the pictures is actually right behind me. If you take a quick look, but we have 7 residence halls on campus. And just a few things that we like to include with the amenities are free Wi-Fi and cable, a kitchenette area, a lounge, a laundry room, air conditioning on those hot days when you got to move in, and then also 24/7 security. So we have security guards posted up downstairs in the lobby, making sure students are safe and taken care of, making sure everyone's safe in the halls. We also do guarantee housing all 4 years, so you do not have to worry about whether, oh no, is there going to be enough room for me if I apply a little late? It's all good. No worries. We have guaranteed housing all 4 years within our options to live off campus. The only thing we require out of you, if you want to live on campus, is that you stay on campus for 2 years. And then afterwards, if you feel you want to move off campus, you definitely can do that off to a nearby area. So a little bit about the application process. So we are a Common App school. So you can just apply right on the Common App. The only things we require out of you are just your high school transcript, 2 letters of recommendation, and that personal essay that you will write right on the Common App. But we are SAT and ACT optional, so you don't have to submit your test scores if you don't want to. Although if you feel like it will help you in your application, you definitely can, but it won't penalize to go against you if you don't, because we look at students holistically rather than just what they did rather than just what you did based off of your test scores and GPA. We want to see what you did outside of the classroom as well. That's very important to us as well, because getting involved is definitely something that we take pride in here at Iona. Most of our students are very involved. So just a quick things about our deadlines. So our early decision deadline, which is a binding decision, that is December 1st. Our early action deadline that's non-binding, that is December 15th. And then our regular decision deadline is February 15th. Really quick, before we move on, I just wanted to share with you our fee waiver code right down below, which will waive the application fee when you decide to apply. So listen, I'll just give you everyone a couple seconds. You want to pull out your phones and just take a quick picture of that as well. That'd be great. Give everybody a little bit of time just to do that. If you have any questions, please throw them in the chat. I'd love to answer them after this presentation. But I'm going to quickly move on to our next thing, which is financial aid and fees. So first, yes, you're seeing that number right under our merit scholarships. So 100% of our accepted students get merit scholarships in some way, shape, or form, and that's between $10,000 and $25,000. So that's just really dependent on the student's GPA. So it's basically, the higher the GPA, the higher that merit scholarship is going to be. There's also, financial need-based scholarships you can qualify for through FAFSA, which was available on October 1st. So definitely, if you haven't done that, definitely get on that as soon as you can. But also, we do offer additional awards as well. So some of the awards that we offer are the Catholic Heritage Scholarship Award for the students who went to a Catholic school, Catholic high school. We have our Alumni Sibling Award for those students who currently have siblings that go to Iona, or anybody who attended Iona in the past who's a close relative. We have the Gale Service Award for those who are interested in community service, Performing Arts Award for those who are interested in performing arts, and then our On-Campus Housing Award, which goes automatically to students who are residents on our campus. So that is an automatic award that you folks will get if you want to live on our campus. So really quick, getting our tuition and fees. So obviously, this is our tuition fees. We're looking at a little over $44,000, and for room and board, a little on the higher side of $17,000. However, obviously doing some quick mental math, it's a big number. So I know it's a little worry, a lot of panic, come into mind, but it's okay because you don't have to worry about that, because 100% of our accepted students receive merit scholarship in some way, shape, or form. So just want to mention that and throw that out there to you. So nobody actually ever pays that sticker price that we have right there. So honestly, that is it. That concludes the presentation. If you folks have any questions for us, here's our our direct line to the office, also our email, and then also give us a follow on social media. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, things like that. We post there frequently now. So thank you guys so much for listening to my presentation. I'd love to answer your questions later on.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you to all of our colleges who have presented. We are now at one of my favorite parts of the evening. Besides hearing about all of the great things that you're doing, I love the opportunity to share just questions and advice with our guests. So if all of our college representatives would just come back to the screen, we'll do round robin style in the same order that you presented. Just going through this very first question. And the question is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we'll start with Willamette.
Awesome. I think the biggest advice that I would give someone going through the college search process is jotting down what you want. Even if you are not completely sure, what are you loving right now in your high school that you enjoy doing? Whether that be art, theater, maybe you like the small classroom, maybe you like the big classroom space, relationships that you have with your teachers, formal academic environment, what classes are you enjoying right now? Those are all things that can help your research in finding an institution. And that way that can definitely help narrow the thousands of different universities offered to maybe a few 10, right? So that would be my advice as you're starting your college search process.
The advice I would give someone going through the search process is, especially with being at Fusion Academy, remember what brought you to Fusion Academy and write those down and look for those at the institutions that you'll transfer the next journey to. So you went through that process and selected your criteria, your characteristics, what you wanted to see in the class, how the teachers were going to respond to you, how you learn best, what your community looked like, and then take that and do the same as you're looking for that next step, that next journey.
For me, I think the first piece of advice I would give students is just to take a breath first and foremost. But after that, I'd say think about what's important to you and make sure the institution you select is going to really meet your needs and that it's a good match with all of your goals in life, and definitely along with the experiences that you're looking for yourself.
I'm going to kind of piggyback off of Stephanie and Nick here. Listen, I just want to tell you folks that it's going to be okay. Eventually, once, you can take a breath. It's okay. Obviously I was in your shoes for the seniors in the room. I was in your shoes about 4 years ago, for the juniors in the room 5 years ago. So not too long ago, I kind of have vivid memories of what it was like. It was stressful. It was chaotic. It was annoying, especially getting into your senior year, trying to do college and school and all that stuff. It's going to be okay. Trust me, focus on those academics of yours and your school, making sure you're doing well in your high school, but also at the same time, make sure you look at all your options, see what's going on. Obviously, we're here trying to promote our schools, but obviously do whatever's in your best interest. Obviously, I think at the end of the day, we all can agree. I think we all can agree on this. Do what's best for you. I think Nick mentioned that earlier. Do what's best for you, and I feel like that definitely keeping that in mind will keep you sane and okay during this process, because I know it's a tough time. But make sure that what, like everyone said, make sure you know what you want to get out of the school, and at the same time, make sure you take a look at the school. It took me a while to figure out what did I like about a school, what did I want to get out of a school, and that's kind of where I found my love. And I'm sure that's where everybody else found their love at wherever institution they went to. So I think that's definitely an important thing. So kind of piggyback off everybody else, but definitely my advice when I heard that question first, when Danielle mentioned that to us, I thought to myself, I'm going to tell you guys it's going to be okay, because it is going to be okay. It's just, once you get over that hump, it's all good, all sound, and you don't have to worry about too much right after. Okay.
Thank you. I love that. I love that you said that, Jack. It's going to be okay, right? In the end, it's going to be okay. All right. So for the next question, and I know this is typically a favorite for our college representatives, so I want to make sure that I remind you that it's just one thing. I know there are so many other things that you want to say beyond the time that you've had with us, but what's one thing you really want students and families to remember who have joined us tonight?
That's so hard to pick one. I think the biggest thing that I would like to highlight is, this is so hard. I just want to pick one. So I think, I think all of our universities can offer very similar things when it comes to internship opportunities and things like that. I think the final kind of hurdle is cost. So something I always like to highlight about Willamette University, we are actually the first leading institution within the area as amongst our peers to have decreased tuition down by 20%. And also, so we reset our sticker price as well as upped our merit scholarship so all of our admitted students get the baseline of a $20,000 merit scholarship, and depending on your grades and extracurriculars, we'll bump that 8 up to 32 for merit scholarship. If you apply early decision, early action, we'll tack on an additional $1,000 on top of that. We also have scholarships when it comes to being a legacy at Willamette as well. And then we never say no to outside scholarships. So a good average financial aid package amongst all of our across our students, average would be around $39,000. So happy to chat more about that, but that's something I always like to highlight is our tuition reset.
I would actually like to highlight our community and the tight community with students and professors, and the opportunity for students to know who they are or learn who they are as they go through the process in a community with professors who want to know them and want to help them. And all the way to our cafeteria, people are knowing your names, So to me, that's been really important for students who are looking for an environment that is comfortable, also challenging, but supportive. And so it's our community at Hendrix.
So your time at the American University of Paris will be defined by your interests, I'd say, and the experiences you want in life. The interdisciplinary nature of the liberal arts curriculum we teach allows you to explore the intersection of all of your interests. And our position in Paris and focus on experiential learning really allows you to explore new places, new cultures, and learn a number of skills outside the classroom, along with those that you do learn in the classroom as well.
If it's one thing I want you folks to take away from Iona, obviously, our community is great, and I could definitely touch upon that. But also, I want to highlight our proximity to the city. In terms of where we are located, we are right in the border between a suburban area and a city. So obviously, it's kind of a split there. But you walk one way, it's more suburban. You walk one way, it's more city into New Rock and things like that. But our proximity to New York City itself is a 30-minute train ride. So think about that. Easy access to New York City. Lots of fun activities over there. Especially pop-ups and things like that. All these experiences come around. Also, think about job opportunities and internships. We have a great career services office that can help you find something in your field that you want to get into, something that you're interested in. And I think our proximity to the city definitely helps expand how many opportunities that we can offer for you folks in terms of job opportunities and internship opportunities as close to the city as possible.
Wonderful. Thank you all. Thank you for sharing information about your institutions tonight. Thank you to our attendees who have joined and those who are engaging with the recording after. When you exit out of this event, there will be a very quick survey for our attendees. We appreciate you taking the time to provide feedback for the event. I do believe that Stafford offered information in the chat about further programming for you all. So please make sure you copy and paste that information before we close out. And once again, this recording will be available at strivescan.com/fusion. Really want to thank everyone for joining us and for coming back to review this material. And everyone have a great evening or enjoy your day. Bye-bye.